Pokemon Unite just had its first update patch released today, August 4th. So let's get right into the changes. Remember to hit that like and subscribe button for more Pokemon Unite content. So this is the Pokemon.com webpage for Pokemon Unite, and it does have patch notes on it. It does kind of tell you what's been changed and what's been updated. Some of the bigger things, they say that they fixed bugs, and there's text fixes too. And there's a new spectate feature, which is kind of interesting. I don't know how that's going to work for ranked games or if you can even do it in ranked games. But there is a new spectate feature. But then there's a lot of other, stats and stuff that they said that they changed for Pokemon, like balance, to balance the Pokemon stats. But they don't really go into too much detail. So I want to go ahead and bring up a Reddit post here by Wow, It's Major DOT. This person's put in some time and effort to kind of show you what the Pokemon changes were as far as their specific moves and everything like that. So there's a few things we still don't know about, but for the most part, it does have some good stats on it. So we'll go through these Pokemon one at a time, and I'll kind of give you my reactions. Be sure to go to Reddit if you want to see more of the specific details and more of the numbers. So it says here that testing was done at level 15 for all abilities, and all tests were performed against a training dummy which has 0 defense and 0 special defense. So we'll get the full extent of how much damage each attack is doing, which, kudos, well done. And full credit to Wow, It's Major Dot for putting this together. I, of course, am just providing my reactions and insights on what I think is good or bad. So let's go into it. First of all, we're going to go to Charizard. Flamethrower had a cooldown reduction from 7 seconds to 5.5 seconds, 21% decrease. Might be nice to be able to use Flamethrower multiple, more often. That'd be cool. Damage to opposing Pokemon increased from 1116 and 230 over 3 seconds to 1116 and 460 over 3 seconds, a 17% increase. So his total DPS increase is 49%. Fire Punch says effects on opposing Pokemon was strengthened, but this is one of those attacks we don't really know what's changed. And even in another post on Reddit, they don't really know what's been changed on this attack, so we'll leave it at that for now. Fire Blast had a cooldown reduced from 11 seconds to 8 seconds with a 27% decrease. Effects on opposing Pokemon are also strengthened, but this is another situation where we don't really know what those effects were. So Charizard had a good buff, a damage increase, and some cooldown reductions. I think that's cool. Talonflame Acrobatics, damage to opposing Pokemon increased from 1149 to 2253, so a 51% increase for Acrobatics. Aerial Ace, damage to opposing Pokemon increased from 1034 to 1235, a 19% increase there. And as far as that normal Aerial Ace, there is another post here that goes into a little bit more detail. This one is by Phantom Baselard, and this is pinned on the Reddit webpage right now. So it does talk about Aerial Ace Regular, which does, it went from 850 damage to 1137, a 33% increase. And the reason I'm using this one is because it's a lot more concise and easier to read through. The formatting of the text I think is better, so that's why we're using this one. And then Fly had damage to opposing Pokemon increase from 2325 to 2974, 27% increase. I always kind of felt like Talonflame was just super underpowered, and every time I came up against one, it really didn't do that much damage to me, and I just suplexed it to death. So this might make Talonflame a little bit more viable in not only ranked, but standard as well. Having said that, we'll move on to Venusaur. Looks like Sludge Bomb's damage was increased against opposing Pokemon from 999 to 1529, a 53% increase. And effects on opposing Pokemon were strengthened. Again, not really sure what's changed there. And then Petal Dance, there's a move upgrade. Some more changes might exist, but we don't know what they are yet. The cooldown was reduced from 11 seconds to 9 seconds. 18% increase there, or decrease in cooldown. And Solar Beam has a cooldown reduced from 11 seconds to 10 seconds. And then the Unite move, Verdant Anger, damage to opposing Pokemon increased from 2020 on hit and 1017 on seed to 2662 on hit and 1338 on seed hit for a 31% increase. Venusaur I felt like was a little bit underpowered, and it'll be cool to see better moves from him. All right, moving on next is Absol. Basic attack had some bug fixes. Night Slash's damage to opposing Pokemon was increased from 1345 to 1798, 33%. And Sucker Punch damage to opposing Pokemon increased from 637 to 900, a 41% increase. Absol again was kind of like Talonflame, where I felt like there was a little bit of underpoweredness there, and not many people used him. When they did and they got him leveled up, he killed me. But it seems like now that's going to be a good buff for him, I think, for sure. Moving on to Wigglytuff here, we've got the following stats have been increased. So level 1 takes health, defense, and special defense, and buffs up the defense and special defense from 40 defense to 90 defense and 30 special defense to 80 special defense. And by level 15, 8,002 health will become 9,452 health, 200 defense is 539 defense, and 149 special defense is 482 special defense. Sounds like Wigglytuff got some good stat buffs, just based on what I'm seeing here. Double Slap. Damage to opposing Pokemon increased from 352 on hit to 438 on hit, 24% increase, and effects on opposing Pokemon were strengthened. Sing also had some effects on opposing Pokemon strengthened, and Dazzling Beam had some bug fixes. As far as Wigglytuff, the sleep duration increased from 1.25 seconds to 1.5 seconds, so when you use Sing, they're going to be asleep for longer. And Sing Plus looks like the sleep duration increased from 1.5 to 1.75, so a little bit longer on the duration of Sing, which is kind of cool. Eldegoss Cotton Guard, the cooldown was lengthened from 7 seconds to 9 seconds, 28% increase, so kind of a nerf there. Healing done by this ability reduced from 590 to 416 on average, 29% decrease. So the total healing effectiveness accounting for cooldown and heal nerfs is about 53%. So Eldegoss got a little bit of a nerf there as far as its healing ability. The Cotton Spore was reduced, the cooldown was reduced from 10 seconds to 7 seconds. Effects on opposing Pokemon strengthened, maybe increase the slow amount or how much a Pokemon is slowed. The bonus defense received while casting this ability was increased from 60 to 80, and the bonus special defense received while casting this ability was increased from 44 to 59. Its Unite move got nerfed. Healing done by this ability reduced from 3581 to 2868. So I've been in a couple of matches with Eldegoss who have been very helpful. So I don't think this is a huge nerf, but it will probably make them less effective. But I don't think it's going to be a big deal. Hopefully we don't see people, moving away from Eldegoss, because it's a good support Pokemon. So Cinderace, I play Cinderace from time to time. So the following stats have been decreased. So its attack reduced, level 1 from 150 to 135. Level 15, it's reduced from 479 to 418. Interesting on Cinderace. Cinderace is pretty strong when it gets its normal attack fired up. So Blaze Kick, damage to opposing Pokemon reduced from 1216 and 141 over 3 seconds to 1002 and 123 over 3 seconds. So a 10% decrease in Blaze Kick. And then Faint, duration reduced from 1.5 seconds to 1 second. Apparently movement speed during this ability was reduced as well, but we need to test that more. Healing done by this ability reduced from 143 on next 3 hits to 125 on next 3 hits. So a slight buff there on Faint too. That was a really good attack, and it was a build that I ran was Faint and Pyro Ball. Speaking of Pyro Ball, the damage to opposing Pokemon increased from 1477 and 141 over 3 seconds to 1562 and 124 over 3 seconds. So it doesn't sound like this is a huge nerf, but it does sound like it's kind of a nerf. I'll have to get in there and play some Cinderace to see exactly what we're dealing with, but whew, that's going to be rough. So Gengar is one that I think we need to talk about a little bit here, because there is a bug with Gengar right now, from what I understand. There's a bug where Gengar, when using Hex, there's a bug that makes Hex do 0 damage. That's my understanding of the situation. If I'm wrong about that, put it in the comments. But That's a crazy nerf if that's supposed to happen, but it seems like it's not supposed to happen. The Pokemon Unite Twitter actually does say that this is a bug and they apologized for it. Even when you turn on the game, it tells you there's a bug with Gengar right now. But apparently when you try to use Hex, it does 0 damage. Hex is supposed to get a reduction from 1371 to 1173, so a 14% increase, which is, I think, fine because Hex is probably a little bit overpowered. Iframes reduced, allowing for counterplay, so I don't know what that means exactly. Let's see if we have any more information here in the other post. Yeah, nothing really talks about that, and the Pokemon Unite website says just a move downgrade, so really vague on that one. Shadow Ball, damage to opposing Pokemon was increased from 1602 to 2200. And then we got Dream Eater, move upgrade, unknown change, damage, healing, and cooldown remain unchanged. Possible change to abilities, casting, animation, allowing for faster use. So Dream Eater might be viable, I don't know. Hex and Sludge Bomb seem to be the way to go with Gengar. So not a huge nerf, but did get nerfed. And if you consider the bug that's on right now, he got nerfed, I mean, to oblivion. But, I mean, that's going to be fixed, so. Zorra Aura had some bug fixes with Spark. Wild Charge, damage to opposing Pokemon increased from 2956 to 3357. I think that's pretty big. Cooldown reduced from 12 seconds to 11 seconds. And then total DPS increase was 23% for Wild Charge. The Unite move, Plasma Gale, damage to opposing Pokemon reduced from 2891 to 2485. It sounds like overall he was just kind of balanced and not necessarily nerfed or buffed. One move got buffed, but then the Plasma Gale Unite move was nerfed a little bit. Cramorant, Whirlpool, damage to opposing Pokemon reduced from 4732 to 4114. And they're saying that this number is inflated due to testing taking place at level 15. And Dive, damage to opposing Pokemon increased from 974 to 1092, so a 12% increase there. Nothing major about Cramorant. It seems like there was a slight buff there. We get to Machamp here, which is my main currently. I will move away from him once I get more comfortable with Cinderace and a couple others. But the basic attack had a bug fix. Cross Chop, damage to opposing Pokemon reduced to 941 from 1322. And Close Combat, which I don't use, damage was increased from 2353 to 2521. Close Combat might be a bit more viable now, but I think that the benefits you get from Cross Chop of being able to get a second flash or a second eject button, basically, it's too good to pass up. So even with that nerf, I think Cross Chop is still the way to go. But I played one match with Machamp today, and it didn't seem to be a big deal. So we'll see. Lucario had Power Up Punch bug fixes, no longer provides extra damage to the following basic attack. It took away the buff for the basic attack that comes after Power Up Punch. Power Up Punch is very devastating if you charge it up, so I kind of expected a nerf there, but they didn't nerf damage, so. Bone Rush had some bug fixes. It now properly deals damage when blinking to the tossed bone. So I don't use Bone Rush, but I've seen other people use it, and it seems like it might be a good attack. Maybe I'll have to experiment with it a little bit, and we'll see. Greninja just got some bug fixes, and then Alola Ninetales bug fixes there too. So nothing really major here. I think Machamp got some slight nerfs for the build that I use. Gengar got some slight nerfs to Hex, and Cinderace got some nerfs to overall damage, it seems like, and the healing ability from Faint. But Pyro Ball got some good nerfs. I'm sorry, got some buffs. But then Faint and Blaze Kick, which I don't use Blaze Kick, but Faint got some nerfs, so we'll have to test Cinderace again. And that's really about it. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. I think there's some interesting things here. I wish that the website, the official website, would go into this much detail. They don't have to, obviously, but I wish that they would. Luckily, the community on Reddit is very good about getting that stuff out there. So once again, thanks to WoW It's Major DOT for putting this together. And yeah, we'll see you on the battlefield. But thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. We'll do more Pokemon Unite content and trading card game content and just Pokemon content in general coming very soon. So until next time, guys, I'll catch you on the Flippity Flip.